Hello, Sleepyhead is up. I have a so-called boring life. Let me tell you something. I wasn't planned, as you can see. I wasn't planned, and so I used to live in a projects, not Chicago. We're here in Pittsburgh. I used to live in a projects, and I go to school on my own. Raised by a single parent, my mother, and the only thing I remember was that there was two children upstairs, a boy and a girl, and one of the boys, I think he was kind of slow. There was kids around the corner always picking on us, and when I was going to Frick school, that was in the 70s, late 60s, and around about late 60s or 70s, and I was being picked on and everything, because even 2014 things are still the same. It wasn't that bad. It was just being bullied because you're different. You don't chew gum in class. You're not permitted to eat in class. You're not permitted to back in them days, you play radio loud. There were no such things as earphones. There was no such things as metal detectors. It's just children pick on other children that are timid, weak, don't speak out for themselves, that don't act crazy like a lunatic and all that kind of stuff. It is just that, I'm a shy person, very shy. I get panic attacks if I stand on stage, performing something, for the school play. And I'd rather be the last in the row, behind the limelight. So when I went to Frick, we catch the bus or either walk. Then we moved. Then we went to Hazelwood, and believe me, it got worse. Before I went to Hazelwood, the only thing I remember when I went to ADO Wild, the only thing I remember is that I urinated myself because I was afraid to raise my hand to say I wanted to go to the bathroom. That's how shy I was. I was wearing a dress, a skirt and a blouse, and urine just, I wet myself. And I guess the teacher called the parent. My mother came. She drove a car. She gave me clean panties, and she said, give me the wet ones and stuff. I wonder how she know. But that's how shy I was. I just can't speak up. I just can't it's unnerving. I was scared. Now, after a while, I went to Frick and in Hazelwood. Gladstone. Gladstone School. Yes. If anybody had went there in Gladstone in 1972 on up, yes, I remember my principal's name. It was Mr. Simon. He was the principal. And lunchtime, he was my security blanket. I hold his hands all the time, and he's allows it students to hold his hands. But my favorite is either right or left. I don't even care. I like to hold his hands. I like to feel security. He's like a refuge. He's like a security blanket. I feel safe with him, even though there's kids in the playground picking on you and stuff like that. But he's a principal, so if I'm around him, nobody don't mess with me. You hear me? Yes, he's a white man. Yes, I think he had gray hair, or a little bit of grayish hair. You know, his name was Simon, Mr. Simon, and it was the early 70s, and I remember Mr. Rozier. He was a musical class, and I remember let me see, who else? Who's other teacher? Well, I know it's Mr. Rozier. And I kind of had that puppy love with this teacher. And I remember some of the classmates that threw me in because I was quiet. I wasn't in that peer pressure. The peer pressure was there, but the way how I am, my character, my attitude, who I am or what I am or whatever, won't allow me to be like the other kids, chewing gum, acting silly, talking too much, cussing the teacher out, trying to be all bad and everything else. You try and wonder what parent raised this child to be disrespectful of their authorities, especially the teachers and stuff, and not only disrespecting the teachers, their principals, disrespecting the school. Writing graffitis, writing on desks, disrespecting properties. You wouldn't do that at home, but you go to school and do all that to other people not going to say nothing, not going to speak up. You have friends that you felt like when peer pressure coming up, you had to tease somebody, make your friends laugh. Girl, you're a trip. You're talking about that girl's coat and everything. I look like a raccoon and all that. And where you get that coat from? Sears or Kmart? Who did your hair? Dang! You just woke up with your hair. You better comb that hair or comb that, brush that thing. They mistaking you as a skunk up in this, with that gray hair and that dark hair, you be like, Some students, they do come to school and forgot to shower. They be like, Dad, don't you shower? Don't you got water bills to pay? They be all loud in the classroom, embarrassing everybody. I said, Dad, they be scooting their desk over. You stink. Matter of fact, you smell like poop. And all that. And they be coming up with, anybody here wants a chewing gum, or I know this girl, or I know this guy. So I went home yesterday, and I got this Glade or Febreze up in here. They be spraying and all that on that person and all that. The teacher be like, will you put that thing away and stop acting crazy? Look, I know you know what I know. This girl or this boy, whatever, come from Africa or wherever, or come from some desert, come up in here and got smell up in this classroom. I know I can't take it no more, teacher. I gotta bring something to this classroom. Put this can right here. Phew! Man. Yeah. I used to, for short, I used to work at a hospital, UPMC, and there were some doctors. Where's the air freshener? They'd be at the nurse's station, and some of the nurses and clerks, they don't say nothing. But when that doctor leaves, it seems like he just came from I don't know. They don't believe in showering in the morning time before you go to work. But whatever that smell, just when they leave, it still remains there. It's still like humming, like you get that air freshener and spray, and people be laughing at I don't blame you. Woo! And it's unacceptable if you are a doctor, you from another country, you have this traditional, cultural kind of thing, you're a doctor and stuff like that. Believe me, I'm not going to say what hospital I worked, but there are some doctors, that come early in the morning, check on their patients, and but when I was going to school, the only thing that seemed like it was offensive to the students is that I'm skinny, I mind my own business, I go to school to learn, I don't make no trouble. There were sometimes some students said about me that she don't deserve a detention staying after school because she's, she wasn't the one that I was shocked. There was some students stood up for me because I don't deserve a detention staying after school or right on the chalkboard. I was not allowed to do this or do that. I don't do it. So why should I be, to blame? And I'm here, and the teacher, they don't, look up to see or just look quietly, who's been saying what to whatever. Don't blame the whole class. Sometimes some teachers blame the whole class. This is not the movie Metal Jacket. That movie that one heavyset guy just messed up the whole unit, and everybody had to do 200 or 500 push-ups, And that one guy with his pants down had to suck or something, that movie Metal Jacket, you know, it's nothing like that. You know, that's military, they do their own way, but in school, you know, it seemed like that sometimes, but it's just not fair, you know. In military, they talk about life and death kind of thing. They teaching you how to fight the enemies and how to take lives. You have to have that mentality in your mind. But in schools, you're learning to get ahead, to get a job, to, you know, live your life, you know. The world is your oyster kind of thing, but you have to earn it to get it. That's why you have to stay in school to learn. So, there could be part 3 or 4, whatever. So I gotta end this. But like I said, you know, wherever school I was going, I couldn't catch up because I was going too many schools. And unfortunately, I didn't get to know the names, just only the schools and locations. That was it. And there was no stability, there was no stay in one place for a long time. Me and my mother, we was just like nomads. We were just gypsies, just moved from one place to another. So, it's unfortunate, but I'm going to continue on right now. Be right back.